Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Y'all know who it is, Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. Wanted to do a quick video. Well, I don't know if it's going to be quick or not, but there are some very important things that I wanted to get off my chest, so to speak, with regards to becoming wealthy or becoming rich through crypto and the global economy. Now, this is going to be a very important video, and I want you guys to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. First and foremost, let me just say off the rip, understand that the U.S. is not the only country in the world. The U.S. is not the be-all, end-all when it comes to the global economy, okay? In the U.S., there are actually a lot of regulations, a lot of things that are in place by government agencies, etc., that are supposedly intended to protect investors and the citizens and the residents of the United States, right? You have these government agencies that are in place, such as the SEC, for example. The SEC, to a degree, they do things that actually make things worse for investors. And although they claim that their intention is to protect investors, a lot of the things that they do not actually protect investors. Many of the things that they're trying to do as far as crypto goes, definitely not in the best interest of investors, right? So, in order to be positioned, especially if you're from the U.S., to be positioned to take advantage of the wealth transfers that are taking place in the global economy. I'm not just talking about in the U.S. I'm talking about worldwide. Crypto is something that is global. Trading binaries outside of the U.S., that's global. You know, and I'm just mentioning different things that I actually am participating in because it's important to understand why I'm doing it. You know, just as an example, if you don't know what a VPN is, a virtual private network, if you don't know what that is, you need to do research and find out what that is. Why? Because VPNs allow you to gain access to websites and infrastructure that are functioning in the global economy. You know, I'll give you an example. There are websites that you cannot do anything on if you have an IP address that's from the United States, because the websites block access from U.S. residents. Now, is that good or bad? As far as the global economy goes, that's bad. Because what it's doing is it's blocking us off from having access to the global economy. And we want access to the global economy because many of the things that are positioned for wealth transfer moving into the future are global. They're not limited to just the United States. So let me give you another example. One of the platforms that you often will hear me talk about as far as trading goes, and I trade at the professional level, so for me, trading is applicable regardless of what the platform is, because of the fact that I'm using my understanding of the market itself to trade. I'm not just on a platform gambling money, trying to make money like it's a casino. That's not how we do. We are dealing with professional level trading. So we need platforms that are reliable. We need platforms that have good functionality. We need platforms that are not going to be here today, gone tomorrow, for example. We need platforms that are going to be around for the long term, that are positioned for the long term, right? Nadex, as an example, is a fully regulated platform here in the United States. In fact, it's the only derivatives platform functioning in the United States that I know of anyway. When you look at that, it can make you feel safer and more, protected, because it's regulated by the government agencies that make sure that they do good business, etc. There's someone actually monitoring their business activities. Okay, that is a good thing, because there are companies that come along that do bad business, and the government agencies that are regulating companies like Nadex make sure that these companies do good business, or else they run into fines and things like that that they have to deal with, or they just end up going out of business because they're doing shady business. Nadex as a platform has been around for years. They've been doing business for years. Fully regulated U.S. trading platform, right? If you want to expand your trading activity, there are other platforms that are operating outside of the U.S. Does that mean that they are a bad platform? Absolutely not. Because the same things come into play as far as whether or not they're doing good business. So just as an example, you can have a platform that operates outside of the U.S. that doesn't give access to U.S. residents. Why? Because U.S. residents are under the jurisdiction of the United States, and the United States is regulating trading activities of companies and platforms. So if you are not under the umbrella of the U.S. regulation, you can't do business here legally. And the U.S. agencies, they'll put you on a list. There's literally like a list that you go on if you try to do business in the U.S. and you're not regulated by the U.S. agencies. So many times when you look online and you see these lists, or you see companies on, these lists, like if you go to the CFTC's website, they actually have a list of companies that are not regulated by the CFTC. They're not regulated in the U.S. at all. Their name goes on the list. It doesn't make them a bad company. It doesn't mean that they're doing bad business. What it means is that they're unregulated in the U.S. See, so I'm doing like this video really just trying to educate first and foremost, and I also want to help to expand your perspective to not just be limited to the United States as far as the future and wealth transfer. That's like saying, well, you can only become rich in the United States. That's ludicrous. Crypto is not something that's limited to the United States. As a matter of fact, the U.S. is really one of the countries doing the most probably to try to regulate activities as far as crypto goes. But the bottom line is that crypto now, beginning with Bitcoin, has been around for almost 14 years. So it's not going anywhere. So throughout that time, Many people have become very wealthy. Many people have become rich as a result of crypto. So, yes, there are scams out there. Yes, there are companies that have done shady business. Yes, there are companies right now out there doing shady business. This is why you have to do your due diligence as far as where you're actually, doing your activities. As far as crypto goes, you have several ways of operating through crypto. Centralized exchanges. What's a centralized exchange? Coinbase. There's a platform called Kraken. Even CashApp. Any company that you do business with that collects your personal information, your social security number, all of this stuff, they are centralized. Meaning that they are regulated by an agency here in the United States. And not necessarily just in the United States. There are countries, that require what's called KYC, it just means know your customer, meaning that they're going to collect your personal information. They want to know name, address, your social security number or your tax ID number, whatever number that you're using. They collect this information. And when they collect this information, it is, you're relying on them to maintain your privacy. In other words, to not share your information with anyone else, right? Is there a guarantee that they're not going to share your information? Of course not. You don't know what they're going to do. But they're regulated so that they don't share your information. However, your information still gets out there somehow. A lot of times people hack into databases and, they access people's information. This happens all the time. It happens in the banking industry. You think just because you have a bank account, with a bank that you're familiar with, that your money is safe and you're insured and all of this other stuff. That's what they say. But there are plenty of banks that have literally gone out of business, and people that had deposits with these banks, their money's tied up. So you have to understand what it is that you're doing. You have to be educated in the industry that you're in. That's why I talk about all of these different things as far as the trading industry goes, crypto, anything that has to do with these investments that we have access to that literally can position you to participate in wealth transfers where you can become very wealthy as a result of how you position yourself in, various investments and different activities that you're involved in, regardless of what it is. And this is more of an educational video. I'm not really talking about anything in particular. I'm talking about a multitude of things just to raise your awareness and to expand your perspective. You put it like this, and this is my opinion. It's in your best interest to be a part of the global economy. I don't see it being beneficial to not participate in the global economy. So, what do I mean by that? Well, crypto. I believe that crypto is the future, without a doubt. Right now, just as an example, everyone uses the internet. Everyone, the whole world uses the internet. You realize that there was a time, and I clearly remember this time before the internet. The internet didn't exist yet. When the internet was introduced to people at first, everyone thought it was a fad. It was, it's not going to be around, or that's for the young kids and this and that. Internet is still here. Not only is it still here, everyone uses it. Now, in the beginning, did everyone understand what the internet was? No. Does everyone understand what the internet is now? No. But you use it. If you have a cell phone, you're using the internet. If you're on an app, if you're on YouTube or any social media platform, you're using the internet. If you're streaming movies and music, you're using the internet. But there was a time when no one believed in the internet at all. There were people that believed that the internet was evil and, whatever they believed. But it didn't change what the internet was and the opportunities that came as a result of the internet. And here we are. So there are things that come along that change everything. The people who understand it early are the ones that benefit from whatever it is. There are people that invested in various things as far as the internet goes early on, and they are rich now. Very wealthy, extremely wealthy. There are companies that position themselves. There are people that position themselves, individuals. And regardless of whether these opportunities were available to everyone or not, because many of the opportunities were not available to everyone, the way that many opportunities are today available to everyone, like crypto is available to everyone at this point. And for you to not do your due diligence to find out more information and to educate yourself on what crypto is, what's the purpose of it? What is it allowing us to do? How does it allow us to be anonymous to a degree? How does it allow us to have our finances protected against, things like seizure? Like, do you realize that if you own property in a country, your property can be taken away from you? If you have money in a bank, your money in that bank can be taken away from you for whatever the reason may be. I mean, God forbid, but I'm just saying these are possibilities. This is why many people in the past, would hold on to things like gold and silver, physical assets that had value, that maintained their value, that they could just take with them if they needed to move and to go somewhere, so that it couldn't be taken from them. They would just keep their wealth with them in the physical form of gold or silver. That's how they were preserving or holding on to their wealth. They would do this to protect their wealth. Crypto is a way to do that. And it's digital. This is why it's like it's such a big deal. If you look at just the infrastructure for the way that they're trying to regulate crypto, that right there lets you know how important crypto actually is. Like, people don't understand what crypto is, really. When I say crypto, the first thing you think about is Bitcoin. Remember that Bitcoin in the beginning was considered a scam. Some people still think Bitcoin is a scam. Some people think Bitcoin is a scam. Some people think all of crypto is a scam. Like, everything's a scam. There were people that thought the internet was a scam. So it's nothing new. Like, this is just the way that people think. But it doesn't change what things are. Just because people thought the internet was a scam didn't change what the internet did and what it allows us to do right now. So it doesn't matter what you think something is. What matters is what it is and whether or not you are aware of what it is, and also whether or not you're aware of how you can position yourself to benefit from what it is. So participating in the global economy is more important than just being limited to what your beliefs are as far as being in the US, just as an example. Like people that are from the United States, there's really like a level of kind of like arrogance almost. We just feel like, oh, we got the best everything. Oh, our money is safe in our banks. Oh, it's FDIC insured. Is it? If your assets are seized, if you have money in the bank, can your bank account be frozen? Sure can. They can freeze your bank account for anything. You owe child support, they can freeze your bank account. You owe property taxes, they can freeze your bank account. You owe the IRS, they can freeze your bank account. That's not real freedom if you think about it, because it means someone can take from you. Someone can stop your ability to live and to function because of the system that you're using for your wealth, for your finances. Just because you have your money in the bank, you're at risk if you think about it, because your bank accounts can be seized. They can be frozen, literally. But if you're participating in the global economy, there is a level of anonymity. You're anonymous to a degree. Now, with blockchain, transactions can be seen on the chain. So whatever blockchain you're using, so for example, if you're using Bitcoin or you're using Ethereum, when you do a transaction on the blockchain, the transaction can be seen. Your wallet address, one wallet moving, coins to another wallet, all of those transactions can be seen. It's fully transparent, but you don't know who the wallets belong to. That's the anonymous part. So you can see the transactions. Oh, wow, look at that. Someone transferred $1 million worth of coins from this wallet to that wallet. Okay. But you don't know whose wallets those are. And let me not say that. Actually, there are ways to track someone's wallet if they are on a centralized exchange. And this is what I was mentioning earlier about Coinbase, CashApp, these companies, Kraken, Gemini. These platforms do KYC. They do collect your personal information. So they know who you are. They know what your addresses are. Your bank account is connected to your crypto account. So to a degree, you are actually able to be tracked. Your wallets are connected to your crypto account, and your crypto account has your information connected to it. So if research is done, someone can dig and find out that you have a certain wallet. However, there is also within crypto what is called DeFi, or decentralized finance. This is why I said this is a very important video, because what I'm doing is I'm sharing information that I've collected just over the last year or so. Like I've taken the time to really educate myself on what DeFi is, decentralized finance, crypto, real crypto. See, the purpose of crypto initially was exactly for what I'm describing. Cryptography is there so that transactions are secure. So when you do a transaction from one wallet to another, it's a secure transaction. It can't be intercepted. There's no middleman. There's no third party either, if the transaction is done properly and it's fully decentralized. meaning that it's not done through a centralized wallet. So for example, it's the equivalent of me taking my Coinbase wallet that has Bitcoin in it and sending it to my CashApp wallet that's also a Bitcoin wallet. So I can send from any Bitcoin wallet to another Bitcoin wallet. But if my sending wallet is Coinbase and my receiving wallet is CashApp, that's two exchanges or two places that are centralized because they both have my information. But they are also decentralized platforms that we use. And this is where we get into real crypto. You got to pay attention. This is where the future is headed. I'm telling y'all. Listen, you have to listen and pay attention. And if you educate yourself on this stuff now, you won't have to try to figure it out later. Become educated now and position yourself now. When you have a decentralized wallet, your information was not collected. There is no personal information collected. There are platforms that are available that you can use. There are wallets that you can use that are decentralized. There's even crypto that is decentralized, meaning that no one controls it. It's not centralized. See, Bitcoin is supposed to be decentralized. That's what it was intended to be. That's what it was created to be. But it's centralized. It is centralized at this point because anytime something can be controlled by someone, it's centralized. It means that the power is in a central place versus being decentralized where no one controls it. No one can shut it off. When you're using Coinbase can prevent you from doing transactions in your wallets. And many of you that have used Coinbase can vouch for what I'm saying. You ever get a message from Coinbase saying that your transaction is on hold? You ever get a message saying that you have to be verified? It's going to take 7 days. You ever get a message saying it's going to take 15 days before you'll be able to do a transaction? How many of y'all have experienced this? There are people that have missed out on opportunities because they were waiting for Coinbase to allow them to do transactions. That's centralized. Coinbase is controlling everything going on with your wallet in Coinbase. So whatever crypto you have in there, is it really yours? You're not the one deciding if you can transact or not. Coinbase has to allow you to transact. That is centralized. And it's dangerous to have all of your wealth there. It's dangerous to have your wealth anywhere that's centralized. The same way that it's dangerous to have all your money in the bank, where they can freeze your account. If they freeze your account, I don't care how much money you have in the bank. If you can't do transactions, you ain't got no money in the bank. That's the point. Learn about this stuff. Learn about DeFi, decentralized finance. Just learn about it. Believe that wealthy people, they know about this already. They know about it. And if they don't know about it, they are going to hire someone to teach them. Because these are things that are very important. It's like, how do you protect your wealth? Real estate can be confiscated. Money in the bank can be confiscated. Your assets, vehicles, all type of stuff can be taken away from you. But guess what they can't take? They can't take what they don't know that you have. Oh, are you hiding your hell yeah, I'm hiding my money. I don't want everybody knowing where all of my money. Why would I want everyone to know how much money I have, first of all? And why would I want the government to control my money? Why would I want a company to control my money? Why would I want a corporation or a person or an entity? Why would I want anybody to control my money, my finances? Why would I want that? That's not freedom. See, and I don't even want to get all into that conversation. But my point is to help you guys to expand your perspective and to position yourself to participate in the global economy. And the way that you'll be able to do that is through DeFi. So not only do we have decentralized finance where we can transact anonymously, just, simply because we're using decentralized wallets for crypto, just as an example. There are plenty of wallets that you can open and create. You have what's called a seed phrase. Only you know that phrase. It's like a password, but it's not just one word. It's an entire seed phrase. It's like your keys. Only you have the keys to your wallet. That's how you should be functioning. Because if you have coins in crypto, those coins are not yours unless you have the keys to the wallet. If you got your money in Coinbase and Coinbase decides to put a block on your account, whatever coins you got in Coinbase, you have no access to. So who's controlling your wallet? You or Coinbase? I'm just saying. I don't want permission to access my funds. I gotta ask permission to have access to my funds. That is totally ludicrous. And I'm not saying to not have a Coinbase wallet. I'm saying to not have all your wealth in Coinbase or on any exchange. You want to have your wealth in your actual wallet, in your possession. There's even hardware wallets, like literally a separate hardware wallet where you can have your crypto. Trezor. That's a good wallet that you can use. Trezor, literally, you have the keys to your wallet. Your seed phrase, whatever your phrase is. You secure that. You put that somewhere where nobody can have access to it. And don't take pictures and be uploading stuff to the cloud and all of that stuff. Because then someone can see your information. Like security. You have to secure your bags. So like I said, this is a very important video. Y'all need to definitely pay attention to the things that I'm talking about, because this stuff right here is going to help position you for the future. It's not just about, becoming wealthy and getting rich and that's it. When you become wealthy, you need to learn how to protect your wealth. And DeFi is how you do it. Real DeFi. This is why I'm helping to expand your vision to global versus just where you live, just where you're from. It's not just about where you're from. You need to be able to transact globally. If you have access to your wealth, no matter where you go, you'll be able to move around freely and do whatever it is that you need to do. And you'll have the wealth and the finances to be able to do everything that you need to do because you're in possession of your wealth. So anyway, just to recap, Coinbase, CashApp, Kraken, Gemini, these platforms, centralized platforms. Those are centralized wallets for crypto. look into decentralized wallets. MetaMask. There's plenty of others. I'm mentioning MetaMask because that's probably one of the more popular ones. They don't collect your information. You hold on to your seed phrase. You hold on to your keys. Only you have access to your wallet. Nobody can cut you off. Nobody can freeze your wallet. Nobody can confiscate your wallet. The only way anybody can ever get access to your coins is if you gave them access. You never give anybody your seed phrase. Those are your keys. You see my point? Bitcoin. It's supposed to be decentralized. It's not, though. Bitcoin is controlled now by large players in the game. Large players, institutions. But there are crypto that are positioned to be what Bitcoin was intended to be. And you guys have heard me mention it. You'll have heard me mention it. See, understand this also. As we move into the global economy, you begin to realize what is actually happening right in front of your eyes. The fundamentals of crypto, when it comes to real DeFi, in other words, truly decentralized crypto, the fundamentals of what that is in place now. We actually have a better version of what Bitcoin was supposed to be. We even have a better version of what Ethereum was intended to be. We literally have the exact copy of Ethereum, but we have a decentralized version of it now. They exist now. And what's going to happen is over time, people will become aware of everything that you hear me talking about in this video. Self-custody, holding on to your own keys, getting your decentralized wallet versus having all of your money on an exchange, all of your coins on an exchange. People are going to start to become aware that this is the direction that we are moving in. And you'll see the transition and the shift taking place. And if you pay attention, you'll already be positioned in the crypto that will benefit from all of that money moving. Just like I said, the wealth transfer. Imagine being early. See, it's the same dynamic as when Bitcoin was first introduced. The purpose of Bitcoin, like there was an entire white paper that was written that explained what the purpose of Bitcoin is. Look up Bitcoin white paper and just read it. The whole purpose of Satoshi even creating it. And another thing, people don't even know who Satoshi is. This is the guy that created Bitcoin. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody ever met him. Nobody knows what he looks like. But the world is using what he created. Sound familiar? Isn't that what happened with the internet? We all use the internet, do we not? People are using Bitcoin now, are they not? Bitcoin is legal tender in some countries now because of how bad their currency is. They're using Bitcoin for transactions now. As we move into the future, again, we now have a decentralized version of Bitcoin that already exists. Been around since 2019. And you can position yourself to own a part of that by just holding the coin. See, this is another thing too about wealth transfer. The people that become wealthy are people who are early and the people that hold on to it. How many people do you think still have the Bitcoin that they bought or they had access to when Bitcoin first started? It's a very small percentage of people. Very small percentage. But just imagine if you had 10,000 Bitcoin. There was a time where 10,000 Bitcoin probably cost about $100. There was a time when 10,000 Bitcoin cost $1,000. $10,000. How much is 10,000 Bitcoin worth right now? Bitcoin is 40,000 per coin. If you had 10,000 of those right now, how much is that worth? I'm just saying, and this is 12, 13 years later. So when you're early in something that is positioned to do something, that's how you benefit from the wealth transfer. The wealth transfer is when people become aware of something and then they begin to move and to transition into it. That takes time. But if you're already positioned in whatever that thing is, you're early and you're already positioned. You're not going to get into it when everyone else is getting into it. You'll already be in it. So you'll be the one to benefit from it. And the longer that you hold the asset, the wealthier you become. Y'all pay attention, man. Y'all listen, pay attention. You're going to hear a lot. Like I already have a lot of content already about Hex and PulseChain and PulseX. These are this is the decentralized system that I'm referring to. The DeFi that I'm talking about. Hex, PulseX. This is it. It's here already. But Mark, there's a lot of coins. I know that there's a lot of coins. I know that. But you need to do your due diligence to understand what it is. What is all of this? What's Bitcoin? What was that created for? What's Ethereum? What was that created for? Bitcoin, $40,000. Ethereum is $2,000. Why? What happened? Bitcoin was under $1. Ethereum was under $1 when they were first introduced. They're both worth thousands of dollars now. Why? What happened? What were they created for? What is this? Figure it out. Figure it out. Start paying attention, man. Start paying attention. All right, so I'm going to end this video. This video is like 40-something minutes. I didn't mean to talk this long, but this was an important video just for me to get shit out of my head and kind of like document some of the things that I'm thinking about right now. This is what, December 21st? Is it the 21st? No, excuse me, December 22nd, 2023. Pay attention. Pay attention. So I will have a lot more content talking more about just DeFi in general. I'm definitely going to be focusing on the things that I'm doing with Hex, PulseChain, PulseX. I've done a bunch of streams already on the topic. All of the Hex streams. As a matter of fact, on the YouTube channel, there is a playlist called Hex Streams. Watch those. Watch those. This video right here is very important, and I'm pretty sure a lot of clips will come out of this because you need to become just aware of the global economy. One of the first things that you need to do is get a VPN. That's off rip. You need a VPN to use crypto if you live in the US, because many of the platforms and many of the websites that you have access to, you can't access through a US IP. So you need a VPN. See, don't look at the limitations. Oh, well, we're not allowed to do this. Who says who? Says who? Just because companies are cutting off access from US IP addresses, it doesn't mean that if you live in the US that you can't do shit. Doesn't mean that. It means that you have to figure out how to work around it. It's just like if somebody's trying to block you or prevent you from doing something. Well, why are you trying to stop me from doing this? Oh, because of that? Well, that's not enough. I want to do it. So I'm going to figure out how to do it. Legally. It's not illegal. You can't tell me what to invest in and what not to. That's like somebody saying, nah, you can't buy real estate outside the US. You sound stupid. You sound stupid. We live in a global economy. This is not just the US economy. Expand your perspective. Crypto is worldwide. Crypto is not just in the US. So if you're being told, well, no, you can't access this right here because it's outside of the jurisdiction. Listen, figure out how to access it and go around it. Figure it out. There are ways, always. There's always a way. And think about, well, why would they be trying to prevent you from accessing this? Oh, well, because there's so many scams. Yeah, but there's a bunch of scams that are in the US that they can't stop. You telling me that you've only been scammed outside the US? You sound stupid. US residents have been scammed more by companies or businesses in the US than outside the US. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm not making that up. You're going to get scammed here before you. That's like you saying, oh, well, you know, I went to this country and I got scammed. Really? You never got scammed where you live? I'm sure you have. I'm positive that you have been scammed right here in the good old US of A. So expand your perspective, man. Don't stay limited and don't stay uneducated on things. Educate yourself. It's important. Learn what a VPN is. Virtual private network. It ain't hard. VPN is like $13, $14 a month. It's like being able to access unlimited everything on the internet, basically. And no one can pinpoint where your actual location is from where you're doing something. That's called security. I don't want you to know where I'm at. People be on social media doing live streams and all type of stuff, and somebody can find your location and run right up on you. People have got murdered like that. I'm just saying. They've been on a live stream, and their phone gave off the location of where they were, and somebody ran right up on them. On live. There are ways to prevent that. There are ways to protect yourself against that. I'm just saying. Figure it out. Figure it out, man. Stop complaining about shit. Oh, if someone would have told me. You can't say nobody told you if you watch me. Look at how much stuff I'm telling you about. I'm telling you what things are. I'm telling you where to find stuff. I'm telling you what I'm actually doing. I'm not telling you to do it, but it would behoove you to pay attention to what's going on, because shit is going to happen with or without you. People are going to become wealthy whether you are part of that or not, just because they were paying attention. And you'll miss out just because you were not paying attention. All right, I'm out. You know what it is. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. So this is going on 50 minutes, but this was a good video. So I got more content coming. Of course, more live streams. live market observations, coffee and charts, Nadex, Quotex, all of that stuff. Professional trading, that's what I do. Crypto, that's what I'm also doing. That's what I'm a part of as well. Crypto is the future of finance. Real crypto, real DeFi, decentralized finance, decentralized crypto, decentralized wallets. Get your money off of exchanges. Don't keep all of your coins on these centralized exchanges. Get them off of there. Get yourself a separate hardware wallet with your own keys, your own seed phrase. Protect your wealth. Protect yourself. I'm out. Mark Fuller. Deuces.